A West Seattle group is asking the state legislature to halt expansion of Sound Transit 3 and hold the board accountable for multiple delays. They're calling themselves Smarter Transit and argue Sound Transit has missed deadlines and will waste billions through ST3. KOMO senior reporter Chris Daniels has more on a new petition, and also, Chris, why now?
Yeah, Molly, this is all centered around extending light rail to West Seattle, which is in a design phase right now. And the members of this group say it will cause more disruption and financial pain than gain. It is a project that would slice up a peninsula like a knife through butter. A spot that the KOMO 4 drone shows is highly populated and already developed.
My livelihood will be impacted, the livelihood of my employees will be impacted, and the livelihoods of the 60 other plus business owners and their employees will be impacted.
Laurel Trujillo stood at ground zero for the Sound Transit debate in Jefferson Square to say the current plans for ST3 through West Seattle would eliminate her tasting room and beer garden on Del Ridge and borders on government waste.
Voters aren't getting what Sound Transit promised.
The group, calling itself Smarter Transit, is asking the agency to hit the brakes on the $4 billion light rail extension, saying the board has failed to deliver other projects on time and on budget, noting issues in the U District, Federal Way, and Bellevue, arguing that the link construction will disrupt traffic for 6 to 8 years at a time when ridership has dropped. The petition calls for more bus service instead, and the state legislature to alter Sound Transit Board membership, currently led by King County Executive Dow Constantine.
We're pushing for a directly elected Sound Transit Board so that riders like myself can be better represented. Right now, the Sound Transit Board is made up of a bunch of politicians from King, Pearson, Snohomish County, most of whom don't take transit on a regular basis, if ever. So giving more of a voice to the public, especially transit riders, is important.
State Senator Mark Elias, who chairs the Senate Transportation Committee, told me today that he believes there is already accountability on this Sound Transit Board, and in his words, the voters expect this important project to be completed. A spokesperson for Sound Transit also noted that voters approved this project back in 2016 and that the board is governed with elected officials from the 3-county area. That's the story for now. Live in Seattle, I'm Chris Daniels, KOMO News.
A group of West Seattle business owners are banding together tonight. They're worried that possible light rail service will eventually cause their shops to be knocked down.
If that proposal holds true, shop owners fear their businesses are where the new station may be. KOMO's Ryan Sims is live tonight in West Seattle. At least 60 business owners are speaking out tonight. Ryan?
That's right, Mary. And this right here is the result. A giant banner, as you see, it's on the side of a tap room that says this block might be demolished.
Support local business!
Why here? Why now? It is a question that caused this grassroots protest along one of West Seattle's main arterials.
It's all about making sure that the businesses are taken care of, and so is the West Seattle area.
Well, the so-called Sound Transit 3 project, currently only in the design stage, customers and business owners alike told us West Seattle's very culture is at stake.
These businesses are part of the fabric of our lives, and we want to see them survive.
They're all here, so my community goes. If the gym goes, that's it. I don't know where I'm going to go.
The result, dozens of different businesses currently on equal footing, arguing that Sound Transit 3 will lead to more disruption than actual gain for everyone here.
And we just want to make sure it's the best plan to make sure that most businesses survive. And if they don't, at least give them better, some compensation to reopen again.
For its part, Sound Transit noted that this project was approved by voters back in 2016 and is governed by elected officials. The current price tag, $4 billion. And when it comes to public transportation instead of light rail service, many people in this area calling for added bus service instead. Coming to you live from West Seattle tonight, Ryan Sims, KOMO.
People in the West Seattle community are voicing their frustration with a plan to extend light rail services to that area. It's believed the extension would displace over 60 local businesses. Ryan Sims joins us live tonight. And Ryan, West Seattle business owners rallied against that plan tonight.
They did, Preston. We saw them go really kind of crisscross this whole street. This is Delridge, so kind of a main arterial into West Seattle. They went back and forth, holding signs, holding banners, warning customers and telling everyone about the potential impact to their businesses if this project, this Sound Transit 3, as it's called, goes forward. Now, we got to mention this, that the Sound Transit 3 project here into West Seattle, it's still in the design stage, so they have a long way to go before this becomes a reality. But according to these business owners, the heart of this proposed station and the heart of the light rail operation would pass right through here, meaning that several businesses, we're talking dozens of them actually, would have to be relocated and their current buildings would be demolished. Part of the largest outcry that we saw here today among the march, again, that protest that we saw back and forth, wasn't actually from the business owners, Preston. It was from the customers. And we spoke to several people, several customers who joined in, and they say that these businesses really run the gamut of their everyday lives. We're talking about several bars, you know, to relax at the end of the day. There's a gym, a very popular gym here. There are dry cleaning businesses. So essentially, these businesses that may be affected going forward represent every kind of facet of people's lives. And we heard from the customers today who said that it was at these establishments where they made some of their best friends. It was at these businesses where they could turn to after a hard day at work, after a trying time in their lives, and they got to know the employees that, in particular at the bar, that might be affected. And so they say that, in their words, kind of the fabric of West Seattle and the uniqueness and the culture here is at risk if these businesses are demolished and they have no other place to go to, and by extension, the businesses go out of business. So that was the worry, and really kind of, again, the outcry that we saw out here. Obviously, it was from these business owners itself, but also the customers. Where things stand right now, again, it is in the design phase. And got to also mention this, too, that we reached out to Sound Transit about this. They remind us and remind everyone that this is a project, as controversial as it is here in West Seattle, this is a project that was approved by voters back in 2016. They point that out, saying, you know, it was the electorate that gave this the green light. We're just following up on that. Many years later, they also point out that some of the head people of this project are elected officials themselves. So they say it really goes all the way back to the electorate. This is what the voters decided, and they're just going along with it, but still a lot of pushback, Preston, to that project and this overall project here in West Seattle.
Well, Brian, while this project is still in the design phase, it's definitely costly.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about $4 billion. It's not cheap, obviously, because they're going to have to build all the light rails out here. They're going to have to build stations. There's so much to go on and into it. Again, it's in the design phase right now, so none of this really is a done deal, at least for now. It's going to be many, many years before we see any kind of impact here. But that's why the business owners say that they're speaking out right now. They want to nip this in the bud when they can before things get really full steam ahead with the project, Preston.
All right, Ryan Sims, thanks for the update. Thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.